Welcome to IMRAN STAR Video, or as we call it, ISVi, the collaborative lens on Vancouver, unfiltered, unscripted, and powered by community. We're not just a voice behind the mic, we're a collective of creators, thinkers, storytellers, and city lovers coming together to spotlight the people, places, and energy that make Vancouver what it is. From coast mountain skylines to neon-lit back streets, we're covering everything from downtown buzz to the untold stories shaping our scene. You'll find us exclusively on YouTube. No algorithms, no filters, just real talk. For behind the scenes, updates, and chaotic brilliance in real time, follow us on TikTok and Instagram. So hit subscribe, drop a comment, and help us grow from 100 to 10,000 and beyond. Because this isn't just our platform, it's yours too. Turn it up. Get into it. Let's talk Vancouver. This is ISVi. Let's face it, most people's relationship with art starts and ends with a painful high school field trip to a museum where they pretended to get a Rothko while secretly wondering if it was upside down. But Vancouver, she said, screw the entry fees and awkward gallery silence. And decided to throw art into the streets where you literally can't miss it, even if you tried. This isn't the kind of art that makes you whisper or nod quietly while pretending to understand what postmodern minimalism is. This is art that photobombs your commute, looms over your latte run, and occasionally looks like it was commissioned by someone going through a very public breakup. And honestly, we love her for that. In Vancouver, public art isn't tucked away behind velvet ropes, it's everywhere. It's the 20-foot Orca that looks like a Minecraft mod. It's the giant laughing men on the seawall that feel like they're judging your life choices. It's the upside-down church that screams Vancouver vibes more than any housing report ever could. This art isn't subtle. It's loud, weird, and ready to be the main character in your next Instagram dump. And here's the kicker. Public art is for everyone, not just for rich people sipping Chardonnay at auction galas. You don't need a ticket, a trust fund, or a strong opinion on cubism to enjoy it. Whether you're a deep-thinking art nerd or just someone who saw a giant spinning chandelier and said, "Yo, WTF is that?" Congratulations, you're engaging with public art. This chapter is all about that chaotic beauty. We're diving into the installations that make you stop and stare. The ones that spark debates in comment sections, and the pieces that unintentionally became meme-worthy icons. Because art isn't just something you go look at anymore, it's something you walk through, selfie with, trip over, and occasionally argue about on Twitter. So buckle up, because we're about to explore Vancouver's most unhinged, unexpected, and undeniably iconic public installations. The ones that make this city feel less like a concrete maze of overpriced condos and more like a collaborative fever dream with really good lighting. Let's be real, for a lot of us, traditional art spaces feel like walking into a rich person's living room where you're scared to touch anything or even breathe between the suspiciously quiet vibe, the fear of stepping too close to a canvas, and that one dude who smells like sandalwood and won't stop talking about liminality. It's no wonder people think art isn't for them. But public art doesn't judge. It doesn't require a dress code, an artist statement written like a philosophy essay, or a $20 admission fee. It just exists on street corners, park benches, transit stations, and rooftops, waiting to ambush you with existential wonder mid-Uber Eats pickup. It's art that meets you where you are, which is usually somewhere between emotionally unstable and slightly late for something. What makes it hit different is exactly that, accessibility. You don't have to know who the artist is. You don't need to understand post-structuralism. You can just look at it, feel something, or nothing, or everything all at once, like you're in a public-facing, everything everywhere all at once arc. Public installations democratize creativity. They say, hey, we know you didn't major in art history, and that's fine. Here's a sculpture that looks like a robot mushroom and might low-key change your life. They interrupt the daily grind with a moment of, wait, what is that doing here? And that deep where the quirk and seats cheat chats. Powerful, because that pause, that's the art working. And while some folks might scoff at the TikTokification of public art, the selfies, the reels, the influencers twirling in front of murals, like it's their Coachella moment, the truth is, attention is engagement. Art isn't sacred because it's untouchable, it's sacred because it's shared. If a giant mural makes you feel seen and slays on your grid, that's a win-win. Also, let's not forget that public art isn't just pretty, it's purposeful. It reflects community values, sparks conversation, challenges power structures, and sometimes even honors histories that the city would rather bury. 1 minute, you're posing in front of a colorful abstract shape, and the next, you're learning about a stolen neighborhood or an indigenous land claim. That's not performative. That's storytelling in surround sound. Every city has landmarks. Vancouver has a pixelated Orca and laughing bronze men who look like they've read your search history. Welcome to the local art scene, where logic is optional. There's the digital Orca, a Minecraft whale that makes no biological sense but proves pixel art isn't dead. Amazing Laughter features giant bronze men in a perpetual laugh loop, either deeply joyful or deeply cursed. And Trans Am Totem stacks 5 used cars on a tree stump. Is it a critique of consumerism? We may never know, but it screams Vancouver. These pieces are conversation starters. Whether you're awestruck or confused, that's the point. So stop, stare, take a selfie, and spiral philosophically like a true Vancouverite. Once, public art made you go, These days, it might make you say, this would slap on my grid. Welcome to the era of art that doubles as content. Sure, purists cry, art shouldn't be for Instagram, but people are sharing, and public art is going viral. Vancouver's spinning chandelier isn't just sitting around being profound, it's dancing through your feed. That attention turns into traction, which turns into funding and more art. For BIPOC, queer, and emerging artists, this visibility isn't just aesthetics, it's survival. Public art isn't just creativity, it's bureaucracy, budgets, and battling Karen from the condo board. It has to be funded and approved. Cities often offer artists exposure instead of cash, but exposure doesn't pay rent. In a city like Vancouver, space is scarce. So who gets seen? Too often, opportunities go to established folks, while marginalized creators are ignored.
Public space is political space. What goes in it reflects who a city values. Art honoring Indigenous land is often labeled controversial, while a bronze cube is called inspiring.
And when a piece makes it, cue the online outrage. My tax dollars are funding this? Yes. Behind the selfies, there's a fight over money and meaning a fight worth having. If you think a 30-foot-tall bronze dude laughing is peak weird, just wait. The future of public art is about to install an update you weren't emotionally prepared for. Technology is crashing the art party. Augmented reality murals come to life on your phone, and AI billboards might scream in color-coded patterns because the 99 beeline is canceled again. That's not just art, that's urban emotional intelligence. But it's not all robots. The future is also deeply grounded. Climate-responsive art slaps you with environmental awareness, while Indigenous-led installations offer healing and storytelling where billboards used to stand. These aren't just decorations, they're declarations. Will it all be good? No. But that openness is the point. Public art is about to level up, so just wait until your sidewalk starts talking back. Let's be honest, we've all been that person. You see a mural, whip out your phone, hit a pose, and keep it moving. You, engaged. The art, emotionally ghosted. But supporting public art goes beyond likes. It starts with reading the dang plaque. Find the artist's name, Google them. They're working to make your city prettier. The least you can do is know who's behind the magic. Engage beyond the pixels. That mural isn't just background noise. And when you share, do it mindfully. Credit the artist, because that piece might be telling a generational story. It's better to be cute and conscious. If you've made it this far, congrats. You now know more about Vancouver's public art scene than 97% of people who post selfies in front of it. You've unlocked the lore, the chaos, the politics, and the existential metal blobs. And now, dear reader, it's time to accept the truth. You're not just a viewer anymore. You're part of the art. This city is a living, breathing gallery. And not the kind with suspicious security guards and overpriced gift shops. It's an open-air fever dream where bronze giants laugh at your late-stage capitalism, whales are made of pixels, and murals spill across alleyways like the walls themselves are tired of being boring. You don't need an art degree or a curated feed to belong here, just eyes, feelings, and a decent sense of sidewalk navigation. Vancouver's public art is bold, bizarre, beautiful, and occasionally batched, which is exactly what makes it so special. It reflects us, messy, searching, a little anxious, deeply expressive, and very into oversized metaphors. It's not always perfect, but neither are we. And that's the point. Whether it's a First Nations sculpture holding space on colonized land, a chalk drawing washed away by rain, or a mural that makes you cry and you're not even sure why, this city's art is talking. Sometimes it whispers, sometimes it screams, sometimes it just sits there and looks pretty while you project all your unresolved trauma onto it. Either way, it's doing its job. So next time you're walking through downtown, headphones on, main character energy in full force, and you pass a sculpture that looks like a giant philosophical joke. Stop, stare, wonder. Take the selfie, sure, but also ask yourself what it's saying, what it's challenging, and what part of your story it's now part of. Because Vancouver's public art isn't just here for decoration. It's here to disrupt, delight, provoke, confuse, and connect. And lucky you live in the middle of it. The city's the canvas, the art is the spark, and you're in the frame now. Go make it weird. And just like that, the city's pulse slows, but the story doesn't stop. You've been watching ISVi, IMRAN STAR video, where voices come together and the city speaks back. We're a crew, not a single face, a movement, not a moment. And every episode that's built with you, for you, by all of us. From the seawall to the skyline, from underground voices to rooftop vibes, we're telling the stories that don't make the news, but make the neighborhood. If this episode hit, pass it on. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram. Drop a comment and tell us what your Vancouver sounds like. We're building this together, clip by clip, story by story, from 100 to 10K to wherever this takes us. When we get there, we all show up. So until the next drop, stay loud, stay collective, and stay in it. This is ISVi, signing off.